Good morning and welcome to Daybreak on WGRZ Plus, where we're streaming through 9:30 this morning. Right now, some developing news. Two on your sides hearing reports of a possible shooting late last night in Buffalo, and we have yet to confirm those reports, but this is the scene that our photographer saw out on Hager Street near East Delavan Avenue. Our photojournalist saw Buffalo police blocking off that area with yellow police tape going in and out of a home there as neighbors stood by. Again, the details are limited right now, but we have reached out to city officials and we will update you as soon as we hear back. And an investigation is ramping up in Niagara Falls after police discovered a body inside a home there. And now we're getting more details about that discovery. Police say the investigation actually started as a missing persons case on Monday. Detectives followed up at a home on 22nd Street yesterday where they discovered that body. The Criminal Investigation Division and Crime Scene Unit are now investigating. Police have not released any additional information, and they're asking anyone who might have information to contact investigators. And we're expecting new details about a shooting involving a U.S. Marshals task force on Glenwood Avenue in Buffalo. Two on your side has confirmed that there's going to be an announcement today involving officials with the Marshals, the FBI, and the Justice Department. It follows Monday's shooting on Glenwood Avenue, where a suspect fired shots at members of the Violent Fugitive Task Force while they were entering the home to make an arrest. Officers fired back and shot the suspect, who at last check was still being treated at ECMC. Again, once we have that announcement, we will bring that to you on our streaming channel here on WGRZ Plus. Well, the Buffalo Common Council has approved a nearly $6 million settlement for the estate of fallen firefighter Jason Arno. The agreement resolves a wrongful death lawsuit filed by Arno's widow after he died battling a 4-alarm fire on Main Street in 2023. Investigators found tactical errors and safety failures that day, including missed Mayday calls and procedures that were not followed. Under the agreement, the settlement will be paid in 3 installments over the next 3 years. A difficult conversation continues in Cheektowaga this morning. It centers around these flock cameras, the kind of cameras that can read license plates and store that data. Well, yesterday during a town board meeting, Police Chief Brian Coon said that he wants to use $10,000 in grant money to buy 2 more of those high-tech cameras. He says that they'll help the department solve even more crimes, but some drivers in Cheektowaga believe that their safety is at risk.
From 2023 to 2026, using Flock, we have 571 successful interventions with stolen cars, resulting in 376 offenders being arrested. We went from a 25.1% to a 58.7% capture efficiency in that time period.
It's bad enough when law enforcement engages in mass surveillance, but to have such data flowing through a private company creates an additional set of incentives for abuse.
And the town board decided to leave the resolution on the table without taking any action. We don't know when they'll hold a formal vote about purchasing the new cameras. Western New Yorkers are enjoying some pretty nice weather, but as the temperatures do get hotter, some people are expressing concerns with the power grid. Demand for air conditioning and other electricity is raising questions about the reliability of the power grid. The state independent system operator is in charge of monitoring supply. And they tell Two on Your Side that the state is using older generating systems which pose significant risks, especially in the event of a heat wave. Senator George Borrello says this is something that the governor is aware of, and she's been sounding the alarm in Albany.
The Public Service Commission, is an appointments by the governor, and the governor knows that people are concerned about this. But the independent system operators is probably, I would say, the most honest in this scenario, and they've been sounding the alarm because they don't want to be blamed if, God forbid, we have a massive blackout. Imagine they've already said if we have more than 2 or 3 consecutive days of 90+ degrees, which happens in New York City all summer long, that we could see major blackouts.
The independent system operator says it might have to use emergency procedures, including customer conservation, if concerns about the power supply get even worse. And a new bill is heading to Governor Hochul's desk. It would establish a stretch of land that goes all the way from the city of Auburn in central New York to Niagara Falls as an official New York State scenic byway.
Western New York was such an important part of the Underground Railroad, and also Harriet Tubman's her work and her efforts on the Underground Railroad. Specifically in Niagara Falls, this was her final crossing point, along with many freedom seekers, as she left the land of enslavement into the land of freedom, crossing into Canada.
And it's called the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Byway. This 173-mile-long heritage corridor honors the historic journey where Harriet Tubman escaped slavery and led about 70 enslaved African Americans to a place of freedom.
So the byway, when it comes through Western New York, it will come in through Orleans County, into Lockport, and then into the city of Buffalo, and ending here in Niagara Falls outside of the Underground Railroad Heritage Center.
And organizers hope that this will be the first step in connecting New York State's part in Tubman's legacy to an even larger commemoration of the history she made. And that would be a 550-mile route spanning from Maryland up to Canada. Well, if you've ever wanted to make a change, this story might inspire you. An Attica High School senior didn't just see a school project as a requirement for a grade. She saw it as an opportunity to create real change in her neighborhood and make her community safer. 2 On Your Side's Courtney Courtwright has her story.
On a certain part of Humphrey Road in Varysburg, 17-year-old Rachel Ricketson has been looking for a sign.
On my street, there's like a really sharp turn on a steep hill.
But she couldn't find one, and that became the focus of a research project in Mr. Judson Heck's civics class.
Just want to make sure that their oncoming traffic knows that they're going to be waiting for that school bus down there, as well as getting off the bus down there.
Rachel got to choose the subject for her project. She chose traffic signs and how they can impact pedestrian safety.
You plant the seed, you watch it grow, you hope it matures into that, mighty oak that everybody can be proud of. And, Rachel's, she's the sapling coming into the mighty oak, and it's awesome.
Rachel took her research out of the classroom to the Wyoming County Highway Department, advocating for more safety on a road she says her siblings will stand near to wait for the bus for school.
She really took this project and just went above and beyond.
2 of these signs were installed.
Both those bus signs, alert now everybody saying not only is there a house there, but there's children that have to, get on the bus. 1
in each direction, alerting drivers to the sharp curve and nearby school bus stop.
I was so happy, and that's it just adds more precautions to people to just know what's coming up around the curve. So I was really excited about it, and it just felt it was such an achievement.
What started as a class assignment,
And that's what we need, is just good citizenship, people making positive change.
Ended in real change.
It is just a start to what the possibilities that I could achieve in the future. So thank you, Mr. Heck.
Thank you.
On Your Side, Courtney Courtwright, Channel 2 News.
All right, Patrick is down from the roof right now into the sauna that's the Channel 2 studio. I never complain about it being hot, and if I'm complaining.
Like we should have terry cloth robes, put little cucumbers over our eyes.
Oh.
And have some mint water, just make it feel like a spa.
Patrick.
We'll put a little water on the coals.
You are such a gem. I'm glad that you want as much of a spa experience as I do. And yes, as you.
Sorry,
my mic
fell off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite warm inside and out. Sorry guys, my clip here fell apart. So, go ahead.
We did have a lot of thunderstorms earlier this morning. As Patrick said, they fell apart. We really saw some around 5 a.m. We were supposed to have Kevin O'Neill live out at the Big Boy, but he had to postpone his live shots this morning because of the lightning. But now he was able to go live later on as those thunderstorms broke apart. But today, if you want to go out and see the largest operating steam engine in the world that's parked out by the Galleria right now, you can see it later today. And hopefully those showers and the thunderstorms will ease up a little bit during the day so folks can go out and see it. And Kevin filed a report, and we'll show you that later on in the show.
Yeah, we've got some thunder showers actually crossing Lake Erie currently, and they have their eyes, it appears to be on Chautauqua County, southern Erie County. And as I said, between now and let's say the lunch hour, there is room for still a couple of little downpours to move through. There's a lot of humidity, a lot of juice in the atmosphere. So any one of these showers could create a quick little downpour. By this afternoon, though, it should begin to dry out. We have a little shower right now over Blaisdell. Athol Springs, that's heading towards West Seneca. All right, high temperatures today into the 80s, but it feels closer to 90 because of that elevated humidity that we're going to have today, tomorrow, and Friday. Friday will be a day, though, that a front moves through and kind of scours out this soupy air mass that we have. So future look shows some of those showers that will continue off and on until about noon. Then sky should clear. It's going to stay hot. It's going to stay, let's call it warm and humid, but it should be dry with clearing skies. Now, overnight tonight, a couple of thunder showers are possible. That'll move through during the morning hours as well. But like today, drier weather ensues for the afternoon, but it could be a notch warmer than today. Temperatures in the mid to even upper 80s, and it will be humid. Then we await the arrival of a front on Friday that will bring us another round of showers, but behind it, cooler air for the weekend, so that by Saturday, Juneteenth parade looks awesome weather-wise. Temperatures in the 70s with sunshine, low humidity. Sunday, though, will kick up the showers and perhaps a few thunderstorms as well, depending upon the timing of these fronts. This one on Friday could produce some afternoon showers as it enhances to the east, and then on Sunday, our next front dives in, and that could produce another round of showers for the second half of the weekend. So for the rest of the day today, a morning shower, afternoon sun, 81 to 82. There are the 80s through Friday, comfortable weather for the weekend. And next week will not be a repeat of this week. We won't have the heat. We won't have the humidity either, but there could be numerous shower chances next week, maybe as early as Tuesday of next week. Melissa.
Yeah, definitely in for a change. Okay, Patrick, thank you. You want to stay with us. Coming up after the break, we'll be joined live here in studio by some guests to talk about the Connor J. Casey Foundation and their efforts to keep his legacy alive by feeding the need. Stay with us. Welcome back. Following the death of a beloved Buffalo chef, Connor Casey, his loved ones wanted to keep his memory alive, and they thought, what better way than to feed the need? And they created the Connor J. Casey Foundation. And I'm joined here by Ann Casey, a board liaison and Connor's sister-in-law, and board member Carly Story. Thanks so much for being here with me on Daybreak this morning. First, for those who never had the privilege and the honor of meeting Connor, Ann, tell me about who he was.
Connor would walk in and just light up a room. He was everybody's little brother. He was a favorite nephew. He was the self-proclaimed Funkle. He would never miss a family gathering. So really, we're carrying on that legacy of gathering good people around good food.
And he was a chef where?
Yes, he was a chef at Coco on Main Street. He was the only chef there. It was started, and he was the big kahuna there.
And he passed away from a brave battle with glioblastoma in 2022.
Yes.
And in 2023, all of you decided that you wanted to keep Connor's memory alive. Tell me, Carly, about what the foundation is all about. What's the mission? Why'd you start it?
Yeah, so in brainstorming sort of how we were going to keep Connor's legacy alive, different suggestions were thrown around, and something that we talked about was Connor would never call himself a scholar. So a scholarship wasn't really going to be the great fit for us, but we wanted to center something around food and fun, community. So this idea for Feed the Need and raising money to help distribute these funds that we raise to local nonprofits who are boots on the ground doing the work to feed the need in the community, whether that is actual food, nutrition, or other ways that we get our sustenance.
And so through the support of the community and the foundation raising so much money through golf tournaments and other events, you were able to distribute $50,000 plus in grants last year. Tell me about some of the organization that received the funds from the Connor J. Casey Foundation.
Yeah. So our largest recipient last year was Upward Design for Life. We were able to provide them with a $20,000 grant, which was incredible. Upward Design for Life furnishes homes for people who are moving out of homelessness or shelters. And so with that, they're able to buy things like brand new kitchen utensils and pots and pans and hot plates and microwaves, things like that you don't think would make such a huge impact, but can. We were able to develop 2 sustaining partnerships with organizations, Buffalo Resilience and Home Beneath Our Feet. Other really great organizations who are meeting the needs in their community. We were able to provide funding for Justice for Migrant Families, a couple of different food kitchens, things like that. And we were, like you said, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $55,000 last year that we were able to award.
And this year, you're hoping to give out more than $100,000 in grants to similar organizations. And tell me about who can apply, what you're looking for, and who would best receive these grants, and what would they do with it?
Of course. So last year we got $400,000 worth of requests. So we're still building up, right? We wish we could give more, but we think we're really excited about this improvement. There really isn't a request that's too small. For instance, last year there were a lot of community gardens requests that just needed tools, and that was something that was really straightforward and lovely for us to provide. So there is no anyone who's in line with the mission, like Carly said, of nourishing the community with especially sustaining practices like teaching. It could be for classes, for gathering points to teach about gardening or sustainable practices. It could be something as simple as providing a food pantry. Just like the casing for it, or a freezer, which we did last year. There's really no right or wrong. It's a nonprofit and it's Western New York based. Those are the requirements.
Yeah, and the need is great here in Western New York. I think 514 really brought out a lot of awareness about food deserts in our community. But whether it's urban or rural or even suburban, the need for food and sustenance here in Western New York is unfortunately a real problem, and I'm sure you've discovered that even more as you are developing the Connor J. Casey Foundation, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that we were so excited to be able to have this sustaining partnership with Buffalo Resilience, who was founded shortly after 514 and really saw the need in the area for fresh food, healthy foods, things like that, and just, if we can help to fundraise for those smaller organizations that maybe don't have as large of a network, we're happy to help in any way that we can.
And something else that you're doing, and this is a new initiative with the Connor J. Casey Foundation, it's the Love Vending Machine, which I think is so unique and a really easy way to give. Can you explain what this is, where to find it, and what the purpose is?
Yeah.
Sure. It's a vending machine, just like it sounds, and it's been traveling around town for several months now. It's currently at Seneca 1, so anyone can go in and explore it. It's in the lobby, and it's a way to directly give a smaller amount, like from $20 to $40, to a community organization. What you get is a little plaque, and it tells you exactly what you're providing. So it could be diapers for a child for a week. It could be transportation for a senior to get to a medical appointment. It could be grass cutting for someone who's unable to cut their own grass. So all types of community needs. There's also some pet interest in there. So please go check it out, and it will be traveling on, but it will be in Seneca 1 for at least one more week.
Wonderful. Okay, what a great initiative. That's awesome. And so through the golf tournament, there's the Love Vending Machine right there. You've got your golf tournament in October, which is one of your biggest fundraisers. All the spots are filled up for actual golfers, but folks can also participate in the auctions afterward, the party that you all are having, and that's one of your huge fundraisers.
Yeah. This organization is definitely great at throwing a party.
I'm sure that Connor would be very happy about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've done golf tournament, bowling, meat raffles, concerts.
What do you think Connor would think about what the foundation has done to keep his legacy alive in these few short years since his untimely passing, and what you want to do in the future to make sure that we feed the need?
That's tough. You never know exactly what would come out of his mouth.
Something inappropriate.
Something, yeah. He was truly someone who wanted everyone to have a good time and to be together. So that's really the mission here, is to celebrate his life with celebrations among family and friends and the larger group that we're, getting to know through all of this charitable work.
Wonderful. Great work that you've done in his name. And again, the website that folks can go to get more information about the grant applications, which have to be in by July 31st, right?
Yes. Yes.
And the website is?
ConnorJCaseyFoundation.com.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And Carly. And Yes, again, you can apply for the grants by July 31st, and we'll have you back on to find out who's going to be awarded the $100,000 in grants this year. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
Stay with us. We'll have much more coming up right after the break.
The following is sponsored by Cornerstone Community Credit Union.
Welcome back. America 250 celebrations are rolling into Western New York, or chugging in, should we say, as the world's largest operating steam engine, Big Boy, makes a stop right near the Walden Galleria. A rare chance to see this massive locomotive up close. You saw it yesterday, Patrick. You went to Hamburg as it was just passing through. It didn't actually make a stop there.
No, but me and 400 other people, I could not believe the crowds that were there at every opportunity to see it street level.
Yeah.
It was packed with people and fans, and it was...
Yeah, if you're a train enthusiast, you are not missing this opportunity.
No, and I didn't realize, like Kevin was showing us in his report, there's only one of these left. I mean, and the thing is massive.
Let's see just how big it is. Kevin O'Neill was there this morning during Daybreak and shows us what we can expect.
Well, this is one of a kind, celebrating 250th birthday of America this year, of course. And boy, I'm incredibly impressed, Robin. This is incredible. What a joy it is to have this in Western New York.
It has been a fantastic trip. We have gotten so many folks. The crowds get bigger as we go east. For the first time in 85 years, we're back in New York. For the first time in 85 years, Big Boy is traveling in New York, in Indiana, and Pennsylvania, and Ohio, in honor of America and its 250th anniversary.
All right, how big is Big Boy?
Big Boy is big. It is 17 feet tall, 133 feet long, more than half the size of a Boeing 747. It weighs 1.2 million pounds. So it carries about 75,000 gallons of water. It is a big boy indeed.
And Western New Yorkers have an opportunity to see Big Boy while he flies through town.
Yes, we have about, if you go to up.com, you can see where we have whistle stops. For example, we're going to be in Owego, I think.
Sure.
2 days, yeah.
Okay.
So we were in Ripley yesterday. These are whistle stops. As the train moves along, we pull in, and for 15, 30 minutes, you can see it up, you can hear it, you can feel it. Feel that steam, hear that rumble, and hear that beloved whistle.
And how much is it?
How much?
To visit.
It's free of charge.
Isn't that cool?
It is very cool.
All right, so it's Walden Galleria parking lot. The north side, look for signage there. It's by the Primark signage. Okay, so and what are the times today?
It's 9 to 2. 9 to 2, right?
9 to 2. 9 to 2:30. Okay.
9 to 2:30.
Fantastic. Again, it is absolutely free. The Walden Galleria parking lot today. The world's largest operating steam locomotive is in town today. On your side in Cheektowaga. I'm Kevin O'Neill, Channel 2 News.
And I can imagine there are probably some pretty big crowds there right now. But yeah, from Ripley through Eden and Gola up to Hamburg yesterday, folks lined up on the rail. What railroad is it that it was on?
It's something northern. I forget. It's not the CSX.
Norfolk Southern.
Right. And they have different starting points and ending points. They just happen to travel along the rails there. But
at this one, you can stop and you can take pictures with your family, of course, and then ask questions of the staff that are going to be walking around. And I just love also seeing grandfathers bringing their grandkids. And although unfortunately it's 9 to 2, which is right during school, so the kids who really want to see it aren't going to have that opportunity unless they're taking a day off from school to see it. But really, once in a lifetime opportunity to see this, since it's usually out west. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, and he said that they needed that strength of an engine back then to get up the mountains of Utah. I mean, you have
in the Rockies.
Well, the Rockies, and also I would think the Sierra Nevada. I mean, you had Donner Summit, which is a 7,000-foot summit, and those trains. Back then had to have that locomotion to get up there.
And you were describing for me what it felt like when it passed.
It was first of all, it's not a horn. It's like a bassoon. It's just the horn is so and you hear it in the distance. It's kind of got this eerie sound.
And you feel it in your body.
You 100%. You felt the vibration, and then when this 1.2 million pound locomotive goes by, everything shakes and rumbles, and you felt like it was impressive. But yeah, I was very cool. I mean, I was like, it's good. Let me go check it out. Now, I'm glad I did.
And there were a lot of crowds checking it out
Huge,
with you.
A lot of crowds.
Yeah.
But then we were like, get out of the way, because this thing is not only tall, but it's wide.
Oh, so they were
people,
too close
other
to the
people were
tracks?
like at the very end, like screaming at everybody, get back, because it's a wider train. You know, you got to be careful.
Okay.
But it was really cool to see.
All right. So again, it is free for you to check out. You got to park at the Galleria. There will be free shuttles taking you to where this is at the Bison Rail Yard. You cannot park there yourself, so you have to take those shuttles. And that's a great opportunity today to see that. And the weather should clear out. It shouldn't be too rainy all
Should
day.
be mostly sunny today. Well, this afternoon, a mix of clouds and sun, but some showers between now and then.
Okay. And this weekend, again, there's so much going on this weekend. We've got Juneteenth, Allentown Art Festival is this weekend, and so much more. So Saturday is the pick day of the weekend. Sunday's going to be a little bit rainier, right?
Yeah, Sunday, some showers, Friday too, but Saturday looks really good.
Okay, very good. And we will have some reports from the big boy later on our newscast on Channel 2 News. And again, we will be streaming live that news conference about exactly what happened at Glenwood Avenue. The U.S. Marshals and the FBI will be holding a news conference today, and you can watch that right here on WGRZ Plus, along with some mini camp coverage as well. Have a great day, everybody.